Hello, and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. I'm your host, Cortney Bloomer, and today's episode is brought to you by WiredWednesdayDigital Artists Group. This group of artists meets monthly at Paradise Salon Spa and Wellness. For more information about their club, visit them on Facebook at Wired Wednesday Digital Artists. And today's guest is Darla Bayer, who is here to talk to us about the Carson City Citywide Short Film Competition, now in its 6th year. Welcome, Darla.
Thank you.
So this competition has been going on, as we just mentioned, for 6 years, and this is a really great opportunity for local artists to showcase their talent by making an original film. Tell us a little bit about how this got started.
Well, my original intent was to grow filmmaking in the area. I used to work at the Brewery Arts Center at the TV station, and I would teach classes on filmmaking. And I started the group, Wired Wednesday, 8 years ago. And we decided, because one of the things we wanted to do was a 48-hour film project, which if you Google that, you can find out what it is. But you basically have to make a film from start to end in 48 hours. Well, we thought if we did a competition similar to that in this area, we could really get more filmmakers growing. And we do it in a 1-week period.
So people who want to participate have 1 week to put their film together, but there is a catch.
Oh, yes.
You cannot start working on your film beforehand because
we give you 3 prompts that have to be used in the film. You also, on the day of the beginning of the competition, you are given 6 different genres to choose from. So you need to let us know on that first day what genre you have chosen. And then we also give you the 3 prompts. And everybody has the same prompts. So all the films have to have, say, a hairbrush, a sound effect of water dripping, and a special line of dialogue.
And that goes into the judging. If your film doesn't have those things, you can lose some points.
That's correct.
So it is advantageous to you to wait until you know what those prompts are to make your film.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, there are some people who have an idea of a film that they would like to do. And so they kind of have an idea of how many different people they may need. And it is kind of important to know what actors you have available and what kind of location you have available. The different fun things that you might want to use in a film in advance, because otherwise you are scrambling. That 1 week can go by so quickly.
Right. But in the past, some of these folks have come up with some really fantastic movies. Some of these look like something that you would see at an actual film festival.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, we have actual filmmakers in this area. We really do. And we have actually accepted outside of Carson City. We've had as far away as San Francisco and Las Vegas, but we're willing to have even further away. Just because it says citywide doesn't mean we have to keep it citywide, because it is growing. It is in its 6th year.
All right. And filmmakers do come, like you mentioned, from the Bay Area and from other areas. But a lot of the folks who make the movies or who act in the movies or who are, involved in the production are from right here in Carson City.
Oh, yes, definitely. And this is where I want to put in the plug that if you are an actor or an actress and you're interested in being films, maybe to, add to your reel for, future auditions and such, contact me and I can put you in contact with other filmmakers and we can get you going, because we always do need actors.
Absolutely. And I'm sure some of the folks who maybe want to make a movie would be happy to be put in touch with some local talent.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Now, for people who are watching this, who are not filmmakers and maybe haven't been involved with Wired Wednesday, but they're listening to this and saying, hey, that sounds kind of fun. How can they learn what to do? You guys are going to be offering some trainings.
Yes, we do offer trainings. I personally am offering some training to youth this year over at the Boys and Girls Club. It'll be a week-long event the week before spring break. And in fact, let's go back to that too. The competition this year, normally we would have everybody doing it during that same time, during that 1 week. But this year we're having the under 18s do it during spring break, because that gives them a nice chance to do it when they're not working with school and stuff. And then the 18 and over are doing their films in April. But all of the films are being shown in May.
At the screening.
At the screening at the Brewery Arts Center.
Okay, all right. So back to the classes, though. The Boys and Girls Club is partnering this year to be involved in this event.
Yes, this is really exciting because there are a lot of kids in the 13 to 18 age bracket, and they're going to learn how to write a script, how to use their cameras, how to edit, how to output the film. And then the next week is the actual competition. So they're going to learn how to do it the week before, and then during that spring break, which they're all off, they've got plenty of time, they'll be producing films. Now we also have Indie Film America doing classes also, but just during spring break. And that's over at Click near the Poorhouse.
All right. Downtown. New photo studio that has opened up downtown.
Yes.
They're going to be hosting some classes as well. And are those classes also for kids?
Those are for kids, yes, but it is not free.
All right.
But there's information, and I'll put it at the bottom of the screen.
All right. I should mention that Darla is our editor, so when she says she's going to put things at the bottom of the screen, she really does mean that in post-production, she's going to put things at the bottom of the screen.
Right. I'm the one. I'm the one that does that.
So, a woman of many talents, in addition to producing It's Your City, also really involved in this citywide short film competition. Mm-hmm. And we should mention that also you do this in the fall with the Carson Creepy film competition.
That's right, yeah. What happened with Carson Creepy, when I teach classes and have taught classes for 10 years, I discovered that most all kids wanted to do horror films. Personally, I'm not a horror film fan.
Yeah, me neither.
And I feel that horror films can kind of be, almost a cop-out. You're not really doing a storyline. You're just trying to freak people out. So for the first, actually all of the years of Citywide, I do not include horror as one of the genres. That is your choice, because I don't want horror in there. However, I've had a lot of filmmakers locally say, oh, come on, please, please. So I finally, 3 years ago, conceded, and we do now have Carson Creepy, and that is horror films, and there are actually so many subgenres of horror that I'm even okay with most of them.
So back to the contest at hand. Carson Creepy is in the fall. This is the citywide short film competition. Mm-hmm. We just mentioned that the youth competition, that's kids under 18 years of age, they put together their own films, and they are really impressive, I will say. Oh, yeah. These kids are incredibly talented, very creative. Mm-hmm. Their competition is going to take place over spring break.
Correct. And that date is right there at the bottom of the screen.
All right. The adult competition is going to be taking place later on. When is that happening?
That's in April. So it's 1 month later, and that date also is at the bottom of the screen. Hey!
All right. So looking at your lower third right now, you can tell when the adult film competition is going to take place. What do people need to do to register for either the youth or the adult film competitions?
Okay. You can register either at WiredWednesday.org, and that is on the website, or you can visit MakeMovies511.com, or you can give me a call, and all of this information I'm putting at the bottom of the screen, so you can write it down. And you just sign up, you pay by PayPal. It's pretty easy.
And it is per film.
Yes, it's
register
per team,
right?
Yes. And we have actually had the same people on more than one team in the past. Like one might be a filmmaker and writer
for one film, and an actress in another film.
Exactly. Yeah. And it kind of mixes nicely that way because everybody is learning from each other. And it's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's wonderful.
All right. Now, so both competitions, they're taking place on separate weeks. Are they going to use the same prompts?
No.
All right. So adult filmmakers, do not get excited and think that you can figure out what the kids are doing and copy them. You cannot.
That's right. Thank you for mentioning that.
And then all the films are going to come together in May for a screening at the Brewery Arts Center. Yes. Talk about the screening, because this is a really fun event.
It is. It really is. In the past, we have had a red carpet event where the actors and their directors are delivered to the red carpet. That's happening this year. It actually, one of my board members said, "Oh, I don't like that. Well, why do we do that?" And then the uproar from the
When
filmmakers,
it didn't happen.
they're going, "What? What? That's the most fun."
Right.
So we will have the red carpet, and until we know how many films we really have, we don't know whether we'll be showing them all together in one screening, or as we did last year and the year before, we actually had the under 18 earlier in the day and then the 18 and over later in the day. And I suspect that's how it's going to be, because the competition just keeps growing and growing.
Right, as it continues to grow. And the public is welcome to attend this screening and come see these films.
Oh, yes, definitely. The more public, the better. Because, for one thing, there is an Audience Choice Award. And so you get to vote, and in fact this year we're hoping to do it as a survey on your phone. So bring your smartphones to the screening, because then we can save paper.
But put them on silent.
Yes, put them on silent. But you you can make your vote as to which film you liked the most, and that is like an instant tally for us. So we can just do it so much more quickly.
All right. So really quickly, this is all sort of being put on by the Wired Wednesday Digital Artists Group, who incidentally is also our sponsor for today's episode.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about Wired Wednesday. When do you guys meet? What do you do? And how can people who are interested in digital arts and film production and those kinds of things come get involved?
Right. Okay. Wired Wednesday meets on a Wednesday. If you really want to be up to date to make sure that the timing is right and everything, join Meetup, Wired Wednesday Digital Artists on Meetup, because the information is always very up to date right there. But you can also email me,
Email Darla at the address shown on your screen.
And you can get on the email list, and we send out a monthly reminder that the meeting is happening. Now, what happens at the meetings? Sometimes we have done unusual things, like we have filmed mermaids in the pool at Paradise, because they have this huge saltwater pool, and they happen to have a resident mermaid. So
Perfect.
It was really great, because you get to learn how to do underwater shooting and above, all sorts of different things. We also have different times when we have a makeup artist come, and we had a gal named Paris, and she was in this great makeup, and we got to have her model around this really fantastic car, sports car, really neat. It just gives the photographers and filmmakers a chance to try something different. You know, what kind of lighting do you need to do, bouncing light, so on and so forth. We also have had workshops on audio, so you can learn the different things that you might want to do. Say when you're doing a film, you don't necessarily want to have a lavalier mic on, but you don't always want to have a boom, because it isn't always the right...
It's not always appropriate, and people who don't, who aren't involved in filmmaking might not understand that you're also picking up traffic, you're picking up wind, all sorts of different things that are going to come on your microphone.
Mm-hmm. And so we also have other workshops on lighting, directing, screenwriting. We just get together and we discuss things. And sometimes somebody's going to be doing a project, and it's like, oh, well, I need an actor for this, or I need somebody to be running this camera. So we all work together. And it's grown to be a really nice group.
And there's a number of skills that these folks have. And if you want to learn about this, this is a great place to go locally and get some of these skills and try out some of this equipment and see what's available.
Even if you are maybe having difficulty, like with Premiere Pro or After Effects or something, you can contact the group, and maybe there's somebody who can say, oh, well, all you need to do is blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it's a quick solution.
All right. Sounds like a great way to get in touch with fellow artists here locally. So check out Wired Wednesday on Facebook and also on the website.
Yep.
Darla, thank you so much for being here and sharing this with us today. Once again, check out the address shown on your screen, Make Movies 511, to sign up for the Carson City citywide short film competition. And we look forward to seeing all of the wonderful movies that get made this year.
Yes, I hope everybody comes to see them, because these filmmakers really deserve an audience.
Right. Very talented. They spend a lot of time on these. I mean, even though it happens in only a week, it is an intense week for these folks.
It is, truly.
All right. Thank you so much, Darla, and thanks to all of you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City, brought to you by the Wired Wednesday Digital Artists Group. If your organization or business would like to sponsor a future edition of It's Your City, please contact Darla at the address shown on your screen. And my name is Cortney Bloomer. I am your host of It's Your City, and we will see you next week.